Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And we're picking up on the 6th of October 1929. And I'd like to start by saying a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. I think I've finally got a handle on my zooming habit and jumping around the map. I also like to say a big thank you to the person who gave me some feedback on using charcoal kilns for heating. What my plan is that I want to use the charcoal kiln possibly in this area or over here once I've got a population, so that we can start producing a little bit of local steel just to cut our costs down. Before we get into any new gameplay, I just want to give you an update of where we are. Now, this is my farm and the harvest isn't going as well as the sowing did. I think the problem is that these harvesters are just very slow. And if you see, we're on the 7th of October. We've got fields here waiting to be harvested and nothing's happening. But at the same time, I'm not too worried about it because we've got 509 tons of crops in there and we've got 360 in there. Now, what I'm kind of half thinking about is putting an extra combine into here. But, well, let's just go for it. I think we're probably going to need it anyway. I mean, it's very late in the year, so it probably won't do that much to it. So let's just see what the price is. It's only 3,000. This is 16. This is 12. Actually, I'm not going to bother. The reason is that there's always new vehicles coming in, and we may get something a bit better. Actually, I need to keep a check. This is something that's very important when you play an early start. You need to keep an eye on what is coming in and what is actually being produced. See, like we got this one here, 16 kilometers an hour. Is that faster than the one over here? Just have a look, see. No, these are faster, but so there's no real advantage of buying those. I think I need to think about this. The other thing I'm also considering is that obviously we're going to lose crops this year, but what I might do is actually sell the surplus. If I can get, say, this full, what I'll do is I'll sell this lot to the border just to make a bit of some dollars. In this area, we are slowly moving forward. In fact, I'm going to speed the game up now because we're in a little bit of an impasse at the moment with things that need to be built, and at the same time, things aren't going as quickly as I was hoping. Looks like we got the warehouse here is nearly finished, so we're gonna have to start thinking about what other I think we got them working on this wind turbine, and it's concrete again. Actually, my concrete guys, you're meant to be working on it. I think it's just so painfully slow. We're also working on our first residential block here. I want to make sure. I'll have a quick run through. It's a bit annoying that when you, let me just check. I think it's almost like we come to, well, do it this way. Yeah, turn that off. It's almost like every time you reload the game, that resets back to get set citizens, and it's not like we're going to be actually planning. So okay, we've now got this. Here, we'll come back to that. Let me just finish with the update. Now, if you watched the previous video, you'll be aware that I was putting construction offices down here, and I've finally sorted this area out. What we've got here is a dedicated collection of cranes and excavators. You can see they're not doing very much at the moment. I've also got this here, which has got 2 digging crews, an asphalt crew, and a single truck to deliver them to wherever they want to go. And they're actually starting to make progress, these factory connections. In fact, let me just see. I'm just wondering whether, what I've also done now is I've pulled back all my, you could say, transport where they've got to pick up the customs shed here. I've pulled all these back to being close to the border, which means that when they go out on a job, they don't have to go so far. So what I've got is, I've got this one full of buses, and you can see they come out here and they go. And the idea behind this is that, well, they get the workers to the site quickly, and then they take their own time coming back. This one is all the gravel guys, and this one is, I think these are open holes. These are all open holes, and then I think that's there. Oh, we got one covered hole in here as well, tucked in here as well. So at the moment, the problem seems to be getting the workforce out to get this lot finished off. In fact, let me just take a look at why are these selected. What office is this one? Oh, these are the workforce. Oh, you're selecting everything. Somebody actually pointed out that I shouldn't be doing this, but although in some ways I'm not that worried about that. I think I might just leave these in because the workforce won't go there until there's actually jobs allocated. So we've now finished that. I think what I want to do now is I'm going to get another. And the other thing I wouldn't mind working on is out here somewhere, because I don't think we need the heating. What we got here, we got a carpenter's workshop. We don't need that. Got the heating plant there. Got the groundwater plant. I certainly wouldn't mind getting the wood cutting post built. So I think maybe we'll work on that. We've also got the school. We need to build the infrastructure up. I think that is the school. So we got the kindergarten built here. We got the private school. We got the opera house there, and we got an athletics club there, and we've got these old gate blocks here as well. So that's. We got these guys doing nothing. My instinct. Well, we need to put a road in here. What we got here, we got a water pumping station. Let me just see. Well, we've got this road here needs to be built, and we need. I think I would like to get. I don't think I actually need this because what is out here? This is just a small water well, so we don't need that. And that can go back to. What we need to do is set this up now. We've got 72 tons. I certainly don't want 150. Right, we're going to set limit amount. Would I want to store mechanical components and electro components in it? It's possible I might later on. We're certainly not going to store chemicals in here. We're certainly not going to store fabric and clothes. Actually. Electronics, we're certainly not going to store plastics. Clothes, alcohol, crops, electronics. If I drop you down, I'd like to have 14 tons of food. We might export alcohol. That means we'll get 60 tons of crops in here. Electronics is a little bit too much. Mechanical components. Drop that down again. Certainly don't want 29 tons of electrical components in here. Most I want to store is about 3 tons. Clothes is now got a little bit too high. Food. Drop that to about 12. Drop the alcohol to 19. Maybe 12. That means I should be able to get 136 tons of crops up here. But there's no point bringing the crops up from here at the moment. Okay, these guys have nearly finished this field. Trouble is that would they get to these fields quick enough? Well, it's not much. Actually, what I would like to do, this is going to be quite a big project, so we're going to gravel that road there. That will cause a problem. Let me just see. Yeah, it's been picked up. Watch the traffic jam now. Whenever I build a big road and all the gravel trucks go out, we get a queue here. Wow, okay, we got 2 in there. While we're just looking at these little trucks coming in here, I must admit I'm really fascinated by looking at these trucks. They're a lot more interesting than the late game trucks. You can see because the gravel trucks take so long to fill up, they cause these little short queues. But I can manage it at the moment. While we're just looking at these, I just mentioned that there has been an update, mainly bug fixes, which could be quite useful. And I'm not going to go through the details of that. And if you want to find out what's in that new update, just go to the discussions tab in Steam and you'll be able to see what those actual updates are. Right, these guys are getting out and getting busy. That's good. Just want to let's see what we've got here. We're working on that. That's the school. I think we'll work on another. That building's being built. I think I'd like to get another building, a residential building, because what I would like to do this year is actually move the first residents in. The one thing we are going to need is now I've got this set up. We're going to need a refrigeration truck to come down here and deliver the meat. See what our options are for refrigeration trucks. Let me see. Refrigeration, what we got here? We got 0.75 tons, 2 tons of meat. That's a gas, and it's 36 kilometers. That's not too bad actually. What's the storage for meat in the shop? 2 tons. That would be good. Yeah, I think we can get away with the gas. What we'll do is use the usual trick of... I should have sent him to the depot, set him up. Now, food and clothes, I would really need a distribution office, and I don't think I've got another one up here. No, I did. No, that's a technical office. That's for water, isn't it? This is... I think what we'll do is, if I got a distribution office, another free distribution office, we'll put you here. You're close to the border, but we won't put an extra connection in. I think we'll build this as a gravel road. No, we won't. Actually, I've just had a thought. This is permanent, so let me just get rid of you. Let me just look at my distribution offices here. This isn't something that we're going to use. We've got 26 tons of gravel there, 26 tons of gravel there. What we're going to do is we're going to put in a proper distribution office here. You've got time to build it. And we've actually got an excavator, so right, we'll get that built. Yeah, that's been picked up. Oh. Actually, no, I want that. Cancel. I think I'm going to need to name these offices. Let me just take these off. You can go there. I don't want my workforce up here. Right, rename construction office gravel. Should have done this a long time ago. Buses. Get you done there. Main building. Construction office. Concrete. That's not concrete. That is. What are you then? Open hole. Get that done properly. Concrete. this one will be construction office excavators. And this one will be construction office diggers. What that should do is that let's pick that up. This guy's already on the case, which is good. Right, let's just get back to... Right, so we've now completed these fields. We're on the 17th of November, so it's not going to be long before the cold weather comes in. We might clear that field. Let's see now. We got 600 tons in there. We got 600 tons in there, so we got capacity for about another 400 tons, which is one large field, one small field, medium field, sorry. So we may get 2 full silos. Be good. Get this built, and then we can start thinking about working a bit on our sewage disposal. A little bit worried about these asphalt roads. What are you waiting for? These are waiting for workers, but they're not important. Like we can get those through. We got the wood cutting post is coming along quite nicely. New vehicle available. We've got our refrigerator truck. Where is it? Or our ice truck, made courtesy 1929. You're going to pick up meats. You're going to come to the actual store itself, and you're going to wait until unloaded. Luckily, that truck will sit there forever. Wait until it's actually done its stuff, and then what we'll do is get this built. What do you need? You need concrete, gravel, and boards. So I might as well give you everything. I'll get that built. Hey, these guys are very efficient. They can really get the gravel out, and that probably comes into something else I want to think about. I'm aware that this is going to take a lot of time to get up and running, so I'm kind of half tempted to get back to my original plan, which was to put in some small capacity gravel in. But the problem is it going to be worth it? So maybe I need to think a little bit about that. And I don't think there's much else we can do. We're kind of just trudging away, building up our town now. We're only on the 21st of November. We've got the grain bakery here. What else have we got here? We got the alcohol store. We've got a rural store here, which eventually will also take crops. I want to put crops into here simply because what will happen is that the alcohol production could steal all the crops which we need for food. In fact, I could probably push that up a little bit. Now we'll leave that at 15 tons. So right, okay, well, these guys are still going. The fields haven't gone black yet. But it won't be long. And of course, down here, they haven't actually got any snowplows, which we got up here. So hopefully we'll keep the momentum going with respect to the snowplows, which will keep the roads open. So we've only got 3 plows, but that's okay. No workforce in here, which is a little bit twitch, but we haven't run out of workforce out up here, have we? Well, we haven't got that many. Again, this is something that you need to be aware of, is that if you put too many buses in here for the construction office, if you've got something like this, you won't have any workforce in. Then we'll have a fire and it will burn down and things will go all wrong and pear-shaped. That field is okay. Right, I think while we're looking at that, what I want to do now is do a bit of long-term planning with respect to the other infrastructure we need to put in, which is crime and justice and the secret police. I don't really want to put something in. We've got a local intelligence office here. What on earth is that? It's a bit big. I think I've used this before. We could put that there. I mean, it'd be close. We could put it in here. Okay, let's see what we got in the way of security. Secret police. We've got the Tudor police station, which is, I mean, this could be more than enough for the size of this town. Let me just have another look here. We've got a tiny post office. I think that might be enough to get started with. It's only going to take gravel, and it would fit in quite nicely. Actually, we could put it over here, couldn't we? In this little area here. I mean, we can upgrade it later on. I think this is one of the important things. When you start very early, you've got to think small scale and don't plan your final town. You've got to accept that once you've got some momentum, you may come back and replace these buildings with something else, which is another reason why you don't want to squish things up too much. Yeah, I think if we put the Tudor secret police in there, that should give us something that will work with. Right, next thing we need to do is crime and justice. Police station. Now, this is one that maybe we can justify putting in some bit of long-term planning. Maybe we'll put the police station just in there. I mean, it's 11 tons of gravel, 26 tons of bricks, 14 tons of concrete. And it doesn't need a lot of steel, though. Okay, I think we're... I mean, it's going to look a bit modern, though, isn't it? Oh. This is one of the problems that when you start early, it's finding something that might fit in. Well, again, we could put a Tudor one in. We've got a police box, police station, got town police. What have we got here? Oh, this looks like it might be a bit more in keeping. It's hard to tell. How much, what do we need here? A little bit of asphalt. We could, won't fit there. Put the police station slightly up. I want to keep this area for expansion of accommodation. We could put that down here next to the fire station. It's still in range of... I think we'll put the... No, I'd rather have it central. So, because I don't want these guys running around. I think maybe we'll put the police station just there. And then what we need is a courthouse. Got a Tudor courthouse. We got here... We've got an old courthouse. Well, now that would fit very nicely with the theme. We could put that down here next to the fire station. Is that? Yeah, I think that will fit there. Again, we'll build the roads, but we're not going to build the buildings. Now comes the prison. So just have a look at the prison. Got a large Tudor jail. That's a large one. A whole 40 visitors. Kind of good way to describe, I think, a forced labour camp. That's probably a bit much. We've got this one, which is definitely looks a bit like a gulag. But the orphanage actually looks a little bit more. How many prisoners will this hold? It'll hold 12. Got a small Tudor jail here. And we got a large Tudor jail. What's the difference? This is 30 tons of boards. I'm kind of a bit inclined to put in the large Tudor jail. It's got quite a small footprint. So we could put this out here. It doesn't seem to need heat, which is a bit unfortunate, but then we've got to be a bit tough on our prisoners. So just going to put that in there, because what we can do then is put there, infrastructure in the way. What's the infrastructure? Okay, there's a footpath there. I'm just going to take this footpath out, put this one into there, and then what we can do is connect through there later on. So okay, just gonna do it this way. Actually, it might be a bit quicker. Excavators and gravel and possibly diggers, because it's a footpath. So we've now had blosses, and what we're going to do now is just going to use this office. I'm going to remove you, add you as a pickup point, and there won't be no feed through from this silo, and you're just going to sell everything. That means we're going to sell about 700 tons of crops. We've got 700 tons in here, which, should we get our town up and running, we should be okay. 700 tons of crops, what will that be worth at the border post? Probably not very much. Well, it'd make us, what, $1,400 roughly. So that will replenish that. It'll also give us our first profit of the game. I could... 136 tons. Now, is it going to be worth running a truck? I mean, we're on the 17th of December. Now, I think what we're going to do, while the weather's bad, we'll sell the crops from here. When we get to March, what we'll do is use this. Distribution office to send the crops up to here, and hopefully we could get this built, but I don't really want to overload the crews. We're building that. We've built that. We're building this. We've got an athletics club that is not. Kind of bit inclined to start building here, because at the moment we got accommodation for 45, 125. What I'm looking for is enough accommodation for about 300 people, possibly 4, just to get our town up and running and started. Must admit, I do like these buildings. In fact, I actually, there was a mod that came out. Let me see if I can see it, find it. Sorry, not see it, find it, wherever it is. And I must admit, it's quite nice. They're called old tenements. Apologies, I can't remember who actually made it, but what they've got is some really nice shaped buildings like this. So you could build a structure of tenements across the map. In fact, they show up really nice actually in the snow. Let me just come in here. Now, they don't hold a lot of people. They only hold about 46 workers. But what you could do is like put in something like that, and then put another tenement near it. In fact, I'm very tempted. So what we're going to do is just put in here. I don't want it to connect up. And then what you can do is put in another, get it in. Now these don't have collision, so we have to place them quite carefully like that. Oops. Get rid of you. What were you doing? I think I've just confused him. So we got a little block like that. I know it's going to look a bit crazy, but I think this one's a taller tenement. Old tenement. Overcrowded ruins. Okay. Let's zoom in again. Review. I think we need to just tilt you around a little bit. The only downside when you're planning kind of bits like this, what we'll do is we'll just put in another little bit like that. Leave enough space for some footpaths. And this would be our downtown's kind of slummy type area. And then what we'll do is we'll put a footpath just behind like that. We'll just put a connection through there like that. That should get auto detected. Back to a extend that through to there. Right, gravel's picked it up, excavators, diggers. And then we can hook this through. Diggers. I think we'll just use diggers on that one. We don't really need bothered with the excavators. Right, this is now built. Right, well, on the 1st of January, what else are we building here? Building that. I think I'd like to get a little bit of culture in. This is the cinema. Opera house, sorry. Right, we've got getting some firemen in here. Right, this should be finished up here now. What we're going to do is buy 2 covered holes. I think that's that. Right. Capacity, actually speed. What have we got now? Right, we're now starting to get a reasonable collection of covered holes. We're now getting to here. So we got 42 kilometers an hour, 42. So our fastest one. These are refrigerations. I thought, hang on, covered holes. Better. Right. You're 1.2. You're 2.4. You're 1.5 tons of food. 96. Right, this is 2.5 tons, but it's slow. Slow. Okay. Maybe we're going to have to stick with Western vehicles just for the moment. 25 speed. What we got here? Got 1.6. We got a Mack truck here at 50. I think we'll get a couple of these Mack trucks. It's going to be expensive, but I want to make sure that at least we get a fast food supply in here, because if we don't have food and clothes, things are going to get a little bit iffy. We actually, right. Are these guys actually selling stuff? Yep. Right. Money. We actually selling any money? Exports. So we're exporting 78 tons of coal. So we've made a little bit of the cash. So we made $3,714 in the last month. I'm starting to think we've got the footpath there. I'm starting to think that if we've got crops, we might as well get that food factory going. The only thing is, I can't remember. I think this actually needs logs, the whole grain bakery. Let me just take a look. Yeah, we're going to need some logs to get the whole grain bakery up and running. Right, we've now got our wood cutting post. We're going to need to get... We've got a wood cutting post here. This has got storage of 50 tons. So what we're going to need to do is... We got that there, that there. We've got a couple of these gases. They will carry 4 tons of wood. This one, 15 tons. Series logging, 11,000. Wow. I think what we'll do is we'll get... What you got here? You carry 15 tons. You're 40 kilometers an hour. Right, we're going to get one of those. And then we'll get a couple of cheap ones as well. And we'll get one of those in here. Now we are going to need to get fuel in here. How much fuel does this one? This needs about 20 tons. So we're going to have to put on our... That's the... Get you to deliver some fuel up here. Put it about 50%. What's the actual problem here? I think I would really like that road connection. I think we're going to have to force that issue. And I think I would like to get that built so that we can start getting some logging into here. Because I think that will join up our industries here. Wow. So that is done. How are we doing? 283 tons of crops in there, which we can still export. How are we doing for money? We've got over 800,000 at the moment, so we don't need to get that sorted. We're just going to need to keep plodding away with this here, getting this built. And my trucks, yeah, my gravel trucks are sat around doing nothing again. Right, let's just get another. You're building that. I think we'll get that one built. Well, now I need to set up the you're going to load food and clothes for the moment, and you're going to flip it to there. Unload food and clothes, and we're going to set you to, I think we'll start at 50% or 60%. 60% of food would be 7. Yeah, that'd be more than enough to get this set up. We seem to be a bit short here, so let me just get that on there. Gonna need power, so let's bump that up to high priority. Get that built. We haven't got power, we're not going to function as a settlement. So we've got a school, we've got a kindergarten, we're building the cinema. The athletics club is not quite so high up on the agenda. The truck here is, we've got meat ready to go. Right, we're working on this. We can get this built. Now, this is going to take a fair amount to get built, but we can get this built. It means if we can get the trucks working in here, drinking water, yep, that's going to be an issue. But if we can get some food production going relatively early, that would save us some money, and it's also a potential source of profit. We've also got the carpenter's workshop here as well. And of course we've got the heating plant. Now we don't need the heating plant until next autumn, so we do need to build this and get all this set up before winter comes in 1931 or 1930 actually, because the year's rolled over, so that's okay. At the moment we've still only got Accommodation. We need to work more on this accommodation. Hopefully things will speed up a little bit once we get rid of the winter. It's like the actual snowplow is slowing up the transport here. We got a queue at the border. You know, we're still good at the border. All our buses are in full operation. Virtually all our trucks are in full operation now, which is good. I think this is just a spare road vehicle. I think we could probably sell you. I don't think I'm going to use you, so we'll just get rid of you. I think he's just confusing the issue. I don't think these guys have been as efficient as I was hoping they would be. We need the workforce out here. I don't think these asphalt crews actually kind of go... Yeah, it's all 77%. I mean, the digging crews work quite well, but I don't think the asphalt crews are as good as they should be. Right. We got a Jade 4-story apartment. We should get a few more people in here. I think these are 100 population. Make sure that no one's going to move in. That's good. Yeah, there's a bit of an oversight here that we didn't get it sorted out. Steel's going to be expensive, but we're getting a work crew in here as well, but that's okay. What are we doing here? We're nearly empty, right? Money. So we've actually lost, well, because I bought those vehicles, but this month we've made a couple of thousand. That's kind of restored my money with respect to the dollars, but we are spending a lot more money now on equipment, so we do need to start trying to get some economy going. Right, we've got clothes in there. Now we've got the technical office here. Right, we're gonna have to set this up, pick up water, so we're gonna need some water trucks in here. 3550. We got a Mac AC. I think we will use the Mac trucks. They've got 5 weight 3 tons. Right, we're gonna get 1, 2, 3 of those in there. And what we're also gonna need is another technical office for sewage to begin with. Where's it? This is where it tells me that I don't have enough. Right, we're going to put you in there. Okay, we're assign the excavators and the gravel guys on that. Get that built. So we've got to set the water up and the sewage. And as often suggested in the comments, we will run from the border, but that will cause a bit of congestion to begin with. What do I need to build this? I think this will go up the agenda once the snow's gone. We got that. It's going to take quite a lot. And of course, more importantly, got this very expensive pipe here. Prefab panels. We may have to do a bit of adjustment here, because I think, what's this? Where's the open holes? Because of course my rule is that I don't use the We don't buy the prefab panels. I've got lost on the map again. Buy those from there. I mean, to be honest, the distance from there and from there isn't very great. So the only trouble is these will run out from actually just thinking. What we got down here? We got a technical office. I don't think we need this anymore. We'll get rid of you. So that, well, distribution office here. Actually, yeah, I think that might be. Come back up to here. What we'll do is when we build that underground pipe here, we'll send one of the open holes down to here, and we'll put them in the distribution office. No, it won't work, will it? Because we've got to put it in the construction office. Okay. How many refabs? 23 tons. Right, well, just put you back on there again. Apologies for the prevarication, but we'll just put you on there. We're building that. Oops, we've got F1 on. We're building that. We're building that. I think we're going to put in, get another apartment block going. That should deal with the accommodation. We're now on the 22nd of February. This is now empty. Right. These guys are happy. We'll move you from the post, and we will now add you there. You will unload crops, and you are going to send 100 and what we will do is you will load crops there, and you will not load from the grain storage. What that does is it sets this up for next year's harvest cycle. So he will come around here, they will pick up the crops from here. We'll send the crops up from there. Now, of course, these guys won't do anything. Why have they got no fuel? Ah, because they've got no power. So we need to get this finished. It's one of the quaint things with this game. They won't deliver fuel to a building that's not powered. We've nearly got this built, which is good. Need 7 tons of steel and 3.1 tons of mechanics. Components. I want this built, so what we'll do is... oops, going the wrong way. Actually, I want that built and that built. And that built. Actually, I think I'm just going to use the slack time to finish off these factory connections, because all they need is workforce here. And that means that I can then open up this rural store for more storage. In fact, I think I will get that built as well. So we've now got population of 80, 160, 200. So I think if we get these two built, will be good. We've now got the old opera house built, and I think just to complete the set, we'll get the athletics club built as well. So we're now getting very close to the point of populating our town, which will be the subject of the next video. But one thing I do want to put in, actually, I've just realized, is we're going to need a little bit of loyalty in here. Monuments, where are they? Monuments are always very expensive. B tower, wow. have a look at whether we've got anything here. Actually, we've got the inspirational signs from here. I'm actually going to put some of these in, but what we will use, we won't put in. I'm going to put in one there. This one's not connected. Put one. We'll just cheat a little bit. Put one there. And we'll probably put another one. Choose another format. One there, and just one in there. And we'll put the two there. Now the fun bit is going to be actually putting these in and getting them connected. I'll have to zoom in very close so I can actually see them. Put that in there. I think there's another one just there. Eventually we will build proper monuments, but I think that'd be quite a good starting position. Apologies, I've just had to stop and blow my nose, but this would be a good point to stop because the next big step is going to be actually populating the town. And I'll be completely honest, I'm running out of things to say. So what I'll do is I'll play on and complete these buildings here. So in the next part, we'll go straight into population and start trying to get our economy to work. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.